Stronger and better-looking gluteus muscles, important for all men. Are you looking for better ways to train your gluteus maximus? There are a lot of ways to train this particular muscle, but the exercises on social media aren't all correct. Follow this guide to learn the 7 best ways to train your gluteus maximus. Hip thrusts. One of the main functions of this muscle is hip extension. Therefore, hip thrusts are the most important exercise for this muscle. The hip thrust exercise has been compared to other glute-motivated exercises to see which is scientifically the best, and among the many studies, hip thrust always came out on top. The most common exercise that hip thrust is compared to is the barbell back squat, and while both are great in activating the gluteus maximus, the hip thrust exercise has more activation. The study behind why this is because the barbell across the hips applies pressure directly to where you're training your glutes. Romanian Deadlift. This compound exercise is one of the best for full hip extension. This exercise is targeting both the gluteus maximus and the hamstrings, which are both responsible for hip extension. Therefore, another perfect exercise to target this muscle in men. This exercise is really key in targeting the hamstrings when done correctly. The activation is one of the higher ones that you can achieve in strengthening the gluteus maximus. There are even ways to make this exercise more targeted to the hamstrings or glutes. This is achieved by elevating your toes upward with plates underneath or outward. However, this is only recommended to more advanced weightlifters. Deadlifts. There are multiple ways to approach a deadlift. One is called a conventional deadlift, where one stance is typically narrowed. The other deadlift is called a sumo deadlift, and this requires the stance to be stretched outward. Not one method or stance is better than the other. They are just focusing on different sections of the muscles while simultaneously achieving similar results. The sumo deadlift is more quad-focused, while the conventional deadlift has a higher posterior chain reaction. In the end, the deadlift exercise activates the gluteus maximus, which is the overall goal. Box squats. This exercise is designed more for the activation of the quad and doesn't really activate the hips or glutes. The most important thing to take away from this exercise is to execute it with full range of motion. This is important because you can achieve full activation of muscles this way. A half squat will not help you develop the muscles you're looking to gain. Bulgarian split squat. This exercise focuses on single leg strength. This is a great exercise to introduce to your routine because it focuses on both legs and activates different muscles. The split variation lets your leg muscles work equally. This exercise activates the gluteus medius, but also stabilizes the hip to perform it properly and activates mobility. Rounded back 45-degree hyperextension. Traditionally, this exercise targets the lower back. However, there are ways to adjust this exercise to activate the glutes. It is important to round out your back during this exercise so you take the tension off your spine and activate your gluteus maximus. There are different ways to enhance an exercise, and again, with this one, pointing your toes outward will do the trick. Standing cable hip abduction. This exercise is one that isn't solely focusing on the gluteus maximus. It actually focuses the smaller muscle, which is the gluteus medius. While this is a simple exercise, make sure you aren't pointing your feet outward on this one, as it can cause you to work out a different muscle than it is intended to. Why is it important to train the gluteus maximus? Well, the reason why it is so important is that because this muscle is used in a lot of athletic activities. There have been studies conducted that when training this muscle, it can help with endurance activities such as running, jumping, and sprinting. It is also widely used in strength training programs. So when training this muscle, it will help one's skills to perform various exercises. When you're exercising this muscle, it will help build your other leg muscles and take some pain off your lower back. Training all muscles tends to help distribute the tension that you may have on your back. The glute muscles are broken up into 3 components: the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, and gluteus minimus. These are the muscles that help one move their hips and pelvis in various ways, like pointing one's toes outward or extending one's leg from side to side. Remember that it is important for men to keep up exercising, as it will help them with endurance, running, and jumping. Working the gluteus maximus will also heighten the ability to achieve harder workouts that one may be trying to achieve. Follow all these science-based exercises, and you should be able to strengthen your gluteus maximus in no time. Have you ever trained these particular muscles before? Maybe you've tried some of these exercises in your workout before? Let us know how you did and some tips that could help others. Share in the comments below.